Now, I'm just going to jump ahead to a video where Richard Tice was being asked some questions about immigration. If we could find that one, please, Mike. And the significance of this was that he'd been given quite a hard time, where he was ambushed with a question on Ukraine, but eventually got onto the subject of immigration. And let's hear what he said.
Great. Let's talk about your plans and what you said. You want to appoint a minister for deportations. I think we've already got one of those, and that's called the Home Secretary. What would your minister for deportations do?
It's clearly not working, is it? It's clearly not working, is it?
Because but it's not the time. Is it
the reality is that we've just won by an absolute landslide the elections Thursday last week because people are raging furious about the levels of both illegal and legal immigration in this country. I mean, smashing the gangs is clearly failing. It's encouraging the gangs. We've got over 30% more illegal migrants crossing the Channel this year alone. And the quantity of removals is, frankly, a drop in the ocean. What the Labour Party is now working out and realising, they've got their immigration white paper, which we'll come on to, is that they've got a major problem because reform is leading in the polls because people want this issue sorted. They want the boats to stop. And frankly, I think the majority of this country agree with our policy. We need to freeze immigration because the way to get our economy, to answer your first question, the way to get our economy going is to freeze immigration, get wages up for British workers, train our own people, get our own people who are economically inactive back into work. We've got 9 million people economically inactive in this country.
Look, you criticise people like me, and specifically, for not treating you seriously, and I'm quite happy for you to do a victory lap, and because your people did very well. But that means that, we want to know, viewers want to know, what it is you would do. So, with respect, I'm asking you, what is the meaning of your central plan, the Minister for Deportation? What would that person do? What powers would he or she have that the Home Secretary doesn't have? How many deportations would you envisage?
When Nigel talked about that Minister for Deportations in a press conference a couple of weeks ago, he said we'd put more meat on the bone. And we'll be having a press conference in the next couple of weeks, putting meat on that bone. But the bottom line is, people want the people who are here illegally removed. People want foreign criminals who have committed crimes removed, full stop. The Labour Party is talking the talk. Will they actually walk the walk?
Well, I found that an exceptionally interesting interview, and the point that I'm making by showing the clip is that Richard Tice had the opportunity to be talking about what the real system around migration and immigration is and the scale of it, but he didn't do that. What he mentioned was the crossing the Channel, the boats, the rubber boats coming across the Channel, and he's talking about getting rid of immigrants who are in prison. This is a tiny, tiny fraction of the overall problem, and I think the key thing is that we've got to see parties like Reform or any of the other small parties that want to challenge migration and the immigration figures into UK, they've got to be talking about the system as it actually is, the complexities of it and the scale of it. It is no good staying on the emotive subject of rubber boats and prison. We've got to be looking at why we have numbers of over 700,000 coming into the country. This is clearly unsustainable. It can't work at any level, be it the NHS, the roads or schools. It cannot work. It is destabilising the country. So I will be waiting to see whether Richard Tice will actually get a grip of this. But let's remember that if we've got a Labour government in post at the moment, that originally it was the Conservatives who were talking about their party creating chaos in UK as the means in order to bring in the change agenda. So the change agenda Yeah, that baton is with Keir Starmer at the moment, but this baton has also been with the Tories. So this is the Guardian report here, and this is going back around 2011, if my memory serves me correctly. And basically, we had the Tory MP warning about the fact that they were going to bring in chaos as a means of changing the country. And that comment by Nick Bowles was also reinforced by parliamentary candidate Danny Kruger at the time. So two witnesses saying that chaos was going to be used to change UK. No dialogue, of course, with the public. And let's bring us to this classic UK column newspaper headline back in the time. I think that's 2011 there, top right. We labelled the existing incumbents domestic terrorists. We described them as the cabal destroying Britain with big society, media gagged, secret courts, the NHS wrecked, military betrayed, paedophiles being protected, the police threatened, and genocide overseas. All of that, of course, only possible with the banking corruption and fraud. And I think we were absolutely spot on. So underneath this, we need to look at what is driving politics. And of course, alongside the World Economic Forum, we now know we've got a very powerful Fabian agenda. But of course, we've also got a lot of very powerful charities, such as the charity Common Purpose. Let's end that segment there. For people who are supporting the column, we can only do what we're doing with your help and support. So for anybody else who isn't yet on board, you can make a donation through the UK column website, or you can join us via a monthly or an annual membership, or take out a lifetime membership. Purchases through the shop, of course, help us. And we also have Clive de Carle's healthcare products, and we make a small percentage on those. Now, tomorrow at 1 o'clock, we've got The Truth About ME coming out. And Diane, you took part in this interview with Catherine and Dr. Liz Evans. Just tell us a little bit.
Yes, thanks, Brian. This was an interesting conversation for sure. I would like to note that today is World ME Day. ME stands for myalgic encephalomyelitis. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Some people also call it chronic fatigue syndrome or CFS, but they are actually distinctly different conditions and diagnoses. They have similar symptoms. And I will say that in the last few years, people have also associated these conditions with so-called, and I say this in scare quotes, long COVID. So we had this discussion of people who watch UK column will be familiar already with Dr. Liz Evans. She's been on previously. She's a qualified doctor. She's also the head of the medical ethics organization in the UK. This entire week, according to the UK's ME Association, is leading ME Awareness Week. So this is the perfect time to be broadcasting this interview. And we'll also be talking about Catherine's book, which is right here, called The Truth About ME. It's a fabulous, very emotional story of what she went through over the past 11 years as she attempted to recover and continue to manage her condition, Brian.
Okay, Diane, thank you very much for that. And let's also mention that coming up, that's the May Bank holiday, the 23rd to the 26th of May in Gilgarran, Cumbria. We've got the Stand in the Light event. This has been a fantastic event. UK column has been previously. Unfortunately, we aren't able to attend this year, but we wish the Stand in the Light team the very best with that event. And we're sure that the many, many people who are going to go are going to have a great time. I remember well being told by people there last year that it was wonderful to be able to talk to people and not worry about what you said or how you said it. So a lot of the beauty of that event is to be with like-minded people, relaxing, laughter, hopefully a lot of sunshine, but it should be a lot of fun. And I've got another one here, Truth Tellers. This is you, Ben, I believe. Is that correct?
It is.